Hi friends, today we are going to see demo on Snowflake admin series on replication. This demo will cover how we will create the failover group in primary account as well as multiple secondary account. So if you have not seen my recent blog on replication, I would recommend you to please have a look at my blog to get the context clear before looking at the demo. If you like my blog and demo, please subscribe to my channel. Let's start with the demo. So in this demo, we are going to first create the failover group in the primary account, which is my Europe West to AWS as per diagram. So this is my primary account and I'm going to create the failover group in the primary account. And we are going to create the similar replica of the primary failover group in the secondary account. So we are just going to select a warehouse and a role account admin and a database prod db and schema so that we are with the correct context setup. Now I'm going to just create the create failover group. So before we go here, let's see what is failover group. So create failover group, at the time it is in preview feature, but soon we will see that this is on GA, and this is a business critical feature. So you will not able to create the failover group in the lower edition. You need to have a business critical feature or the edition, business critical edition, to take benefit out of this feature. And I have covered this part, like what feature is covered on what edition, in my blog uh, part 1. So please go through that blog and that will give you all the understanding. So here you can see that the create failover group is basically how to create, and object type. So basically it takes the object type, which object you want to replicate. And allowed database basically says like you might have multiple database in your account, and you really don't need to migrate the entire thing. But in true sense, when we say account replication, it means that we want to replicate the entire account. But there might be cases that we want to replicate entire account, but we want to exclude some of the database of the account, because we really don't need that database in my other account. Maybe some dummy databases or outdated database which we do not do replicate in our new account. Basically in case of tenant migration, you wanted to only copy the things which are very which are really useful and not the scrap. So might be that one of the use cases. But basically this says like, if you don't want to replicate the entire database, so whatever database you want to replicate, just mention the database. If you want to replicate entire database, you just need to mention all the database you want to replicate in the account. And this is also good that you understand that you are mentioning explicitly database name, so you are aware in the back of your mind that these are database you are going to replicate. Allowed share is basically if you don't, in the similar sense, like if you don't want to replicate entire shares, so you can mention what all share you want to replicate, the explicit name. Allowed integration type similarly, and the allowed account. Ignore edition check. Some of people have also asked me, like, if my primary account is in business critical but the secondary account is not on the business critical, how can I do that? So basically if you mention the ignore edition check clause here, then your primary account will not look for the addition validation, and it will ignore whatever is the addition. It will just start replicating the same. But I would recommend not to use this unless this is for POC, because this is to make sure that your primary account sensitive data is not being replicated to lower edition account, which is not meant to be used for the business critical purpose. And replication schedule is basically, earlier if you know about the database application, if you have to create a separate task to schedule your application refresh. But with this failover group creation, we Snowflake has included the task part as well over here. So you can use the same like cron or the in the minute, similar to like task, but you don't have to create a separate task, rather it is all together bundled in a failover group. Likewise, so we will go here and we will see that what data we have feeded. So here you can see that I have created a failover group with the primary FG name, Allowed object, I have included the user. All in this account, all the users, all the roles, all the warehouse, resource monitor, database, shares, and account parameter I want to replicate in my secondary account. And what database I want to replicate? So I only want to replicate ProdDB because I only have ProdDB. I want to replicate only from my ProdDB share because I only have one share. An allowed account, which account I want to replicate, is basically my secondary one, secondary two. So the format of giving the allowed account of the secondary account is basically the organization name and the account name, right? And the replication schedule I choose is 1 minute. So this is because I am going to do a demo, but in general it depends upon your organization or your business requirement that how frequently you want to replicate your data. So this is just demo, so I wanted to put it 1 minute, but one minute is too quickly, right? So we will see how it works. So let's create a failover group. So I will just create the failover group over here, and you can see that I have created a failover group with the primary FG successfully created. Now I also wanted to show you that if you forgot to put the replication schedule over here, you can also alter your failover group and do the replication to another time. If you want to, if like you already created failover group with 10 minutes, but now you realize, okay, 10 minutes is not working. You want to make it 1 minute. So you can alter the failover group anytime, and you can also modify any of the parameters. So this schedule is one of the example, but you can alter other parameter as well. Now if I go and see what failover group my account has, so if I click on show failover group, it will show me that this is my failover group. Name is primary FG, Snowflake region is AWS US West 2. This is my account name, and this is failover type. This is my primary account, and you can see it is primary FG. And allowed account, if you go here, you will see this is my allowed account. So secondary 1 and secondary 2. These are my the secondary account, and this is my primary account. And this is my organization name, this is my account locator and other details. But basically these are the important stuff which you need to know, that when you create a failover group, you can come on show failover group and you can see the failover group. Now if you want to see what all database are part of your primary FG after creation, so you can run this and you can see that ProdDB is part of my failover group. And if you want to see which share is on primary, means like failover group, you can see that this is the ProdDB database which is on the share. So if you go here, you will see that this is, yeah, database name is ProdDB, and this is the name of my share, my ProdDB, and this is outbound. So basically you see, once you created the failover group, you can also view the details of the failover group as well as which database and which share are part of your failover group using the show command. So these are the different show command which you can utilize over here, right? So now we will go on the secondary database. So this is my secondary one database, and I am going to create the replica of the failover group. So here I am just using the same role account admin, and I am going to create the failover group replica. So the syntax is create failover group name, and then as replica of my primary account. So this is my organization name, this is my account name, and this is my failover group name. So the combination is organization name dot account name dot source failover group name. So I'm going to create the failover group over here. So if I execute this now, I am only able to see the failover group of the primary account. Now if I create here, you will see the two records over here. So let's see. So now we will see the two records, and one is for my primary account, one is for my secondary account, secondary first account. And here if I see, let's see if I see all the database name. So you can see the ProdDB is on my list, right? So you can see that all the details which you are able to see on the primary account, you are also able to see the same on the secondary account, that these are the details. So we'll go on the secondary 2 account, and we'll do the same thing. So it's the same code. I'm going to create the failover group, and now we will see the 3 record over here. So now you can see that all the 3 account is created, and just to make my life easy, I just created a failover group with the same name, but you can choose any name in your secondary account. uh, I just created like that the same name, but it's not mandatory. And you can see that all the failover group has been created, and it will wait for 1 minute because that's the frequency which I have chosen. And you can see the status over here that started, next schedule is at this time, right? So at this time this will replicate and it will start migrating the data into both the account. So let's see if it also shows the database. Yes, it also shows the database. So let's see the detail over here. So we have to wait for some time and it will start replicating the thing. So now you can see that on the my primary account, you will not see the status as because this is the secondary status, not the primary status. So this is null, but for the secondary one and secondary two, both has state like started, which means like the replication has started and scheduled. So the schedule is says like at this time this will start executing and it will populate the database. So let's go on the primary database and no, not on the primary, let's on the secondary database and see. Now you can see on the secondary database I just refreshed and I see the prod.db database. Now if I go here, I will see that the data schema is also there. I have not done anything, it is totally automatic, and you can see that it is refreshing on the schedule of 1 minute. And if I come here, I can see that all the table which I was able to see on my primary account, which is this, now I'm able to see everything on my secondary account, which is WP, right? So it is on West Europe Azure. My primary account is on West Europe West to AWS. Now, so now everything has been migrated. So whatever I have created on the primary account and whatever is applicable for account replication has been migrated, and whatever is not applicable or having some limitation might be partially migrated or not migrated. Similarly, if we go on the secondary 2 account and if I open it here and if I refresh, hopefully this is also there. So you can see that the DB data and all the database level object we can see from here. So let's go on Snow site. I have already opened the Snow site and I just wanted to refresh here and then we will see the all the objects over here. So here we will get more information because web UI, old web UI don't show you all the information of the database, so only show some of the table views and all those, but here you can see all the, yeah, let me make it a bit bigger so that you can see all the tables. So let me show you from the bottom so that you can see sequence is there, file format, functions, task, no task, stream, no stream, pipe, stage, views. So at the moment you can see that some of the object has been migrated, some of the object has not been migrated. Similarly, if I go here and if I refresh on the prod.db, the data table, we can see sequence, we can see file format, we can see procedure is there, function is there, task, no stream, no pipe, no stage, view is there. So we can see some of the object has been created. Now let's come into the secondary one and let's try to see if we see the objects from here. So if we show the show stream, we don't see any stream. Show task, no task. Show warehouse, we can see the warehouse has been migrated now. So we have a compute warehouse over here as well. Resource monitor, we can see one account resource monitor has been migrated. Shares, so now we can see there are shares as well. So we can see the outbound share which we have created, my prod.db, that has also been migrated on my secondary one account. If I see the show network policies, the network policies has not been migrated because I have not created the network policies yet. show parameter. So you can see that there are lots of parameter over here, but I believe I have created one account related parameter updated to London. Let's see. No, yes. So you can see that American Los Angeles was the default, but I have updated Europe Amsterdam time zone on my primary account, and that has been replicated to my secondary account. Similarly, if I say show parameter in account, I will see the account level parameter, all the account level parameter, right? So similar to this, if why I am not executing this all objects, because this all object will give me the detail of whatever on the primary account. So if I do all object order by object, it is not showing me anything. Okay, I think I have not selected the database. That is the reason. Let me resume and then execute this again. Yes, that was the reason. And because this object is being replicated from my source account, this will show me the list of the object from the source account and not the target account, because this is a view in the source account which has been replicated as part of account replication, and this is not the list of the detail of the current account, right? So if I go here, it will not give me the full detail, rather it will give me the partial detail, but you can see all the details because okay, because this is a view. Okay, yeah, this will give me some of the details, not all of the details, because some of the object has not been migrated. But if I go here and execute all the database level objects direct query, hopefully I will see some of the details over here. So let's wait for some time. By the time this query is executing, let's go here on the second database, secondary 2, and let's execute the inventory query over here as well. So we will see some of the data over here. Let's see if we have any stream here. No. Show task. No. Show warehouse. Yes, compute warehouse has been created, migrated from the source account. So resource monitor. Show share. So you can now see that the database share which we have created on the primary account has also been created over here. These are the pre-created default share from Snowflake. There is no network policy, no parameter. Okay, yes, parameter is there, but these are the session parameter. We can see all the account level parameter here as well. And if we go on the bottom, we will see that Europe Amsterdam as well here, which is also get migrated. So basically this is the brief of how the account migration work. So how the account replication work, and you have seen that by creating just a failover group, so easily I have migrated the entire account from here to here. There are certain uh, objects which are not get migrated because either I have not migrated them, or they to means like migrated or replicated them, or there are certain limitation because of which those are not getting migrated. So to see the list of the objects or the caveat around those objects detail, you have to go into the documentation and you have to see which objects are being migrated, which objects are not being migrated, which objects are migrated with limitation, and some of the objects uh, goes with account replication, but for that we have to do the similar different activity. So like with account replication, we need to do some extra activity to do the replication of those activities. So if you go on the documentation side, if we go on the replication, and let's wait for this replication. So we'll see that there are different ways you can do the account replication, and there are different varieties. Like uh, you can do the account replication, and to do the different replication, like I believe the private link and network policies. So though for those things we have to take care of it separately. So with the normal failover group it will not work. So you have to take care of those things separately. Like security integration, you have to take care it separately. How to replicate? There is a separate step in the documentation. Most probably in future I will create a video on that as well. But to see what all things is going to replicate as part of account replication. You have to see on the details. I have also captured that on my blog, but for more details or more specific to an object level caveat, you need to go into the documentation. So that's all for the demo, and if you like this demo, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.